According to Google, the usage of the word gossip is as follows: casual or unconstrained conversation or reports about other people, typically involving details that are not confirmed as being true. The usage of the word rumor is as follows: a currently circulating story or report of uncertain or doubtful truth. If you listen carefully to both of those usages, there was no mention of the word evidence in either usage, because rumors and gossip are the complete and inevitable antithesis of truth. That's why rumors and gossip spread so easily. Or, in other words, just like the legs of my haters. It's not any surprise to you or myself included that we live in a world filled with liars and master manipulators. I've had more than my fair share of so-called quote-unquote friends who walked out of my life simply basing their decision on gossip and rumors. I guess for the haters, this is their last refuge of feeling like winners, deceiving people into believing things that aren't true about people they've had connections with for any number of years. There's a method to that madness, and quite frankly, it makes liars and deceivers out of people who I thought were actually my friends. I guess if I really and truly think about it, I haven't really lost anything, because any real friend wouldn't be so quick to leave, especially based on unfounded claims. I named this audio recording Evidence because this seems to be a dying art in a world filled with fake news and hoaxes. It's also a world filled with people who will swiftly believe everything they are told in a willing and blind fashion without researching or investigating what it is they're actually being told. The irony is that I've been confronted with more people who believe everything they are told while they are simultaneously a member of the demographic of a population of people that relates to a health issue, childhood cancer. I honestly don't understand how no one from the childhood cancer world has caught on to this. Well, let's unpack and examine this issue for a minute. To start from the beginning, we have the field of medicine where studies are constantly being conducted around the clock by researchers. When the researchers in that particular field come to a conclusion, when they test something and reach a conclusion unanimously, what's called peer review by the way, they pass that information on to medical scholars who in turn print this information in textbooks in colleges and universities. The educators of these colleges and universities teach this information to students who are majoring in medicine. From there, they graduate, they get their degrees, and then they move on to treating actual patients. Our medical professionals have been thoroughly taught and trained how to spot abnormalities in the human body. They look for any kind of classic signature of symptoms or masses or anything that is yielded from test results. That's the reasoning behind blood draws, x-rays, vital checks, ultrasounds, and any other procedure that tells our medical professionals exactly what they're looking at. They're looking for what, class? Evidence. Very good. So, if you are a member of the childhood cancer world, I have this very simple question for you. Was your child's cancer diagnosis based on evidence and investigation, or was it based on rumors and gossip? Are you following what I'm trying to get at here? You people mean to tell me that you are dependent on evidence regarding your child's health, but you'll disregard any kind of evidence that would substantiate a rumor? I mean, as long as you recognize your own hypocrisy, then you should probably listen to this next point I'm about to make. The phrase, no evidence of disease, is prominent in the childhood cancer world. Every which way and at every angle possible, chances are extremely good that you've either read that report about another warrior on social media, or you yourself have used this phrase to tell others that there is no evidence of disease coming from your child's test results. That leaves me with a binary question. Do you actually understand what evidence is? Or are you conveniently disregarding evidence to elude responsibility for telling a lie? Every time someone has made a claim about me saying or doing anything, I have ruthlessly held their feet to the fire by demanding evidence of any wrongdoing, whether it be a screenshot of something I've said or an audio clip of something I've said that would fit the nature of their accusations. Time and time again, I get nothing in return as far as evidence is concerned. I've had people actually send me screenshots of claims made by other people, but that's evidence of a claim. What I'm asking for is the actual evidence that would substantiate and fulfill the satisfaction of that claim. Something that would give that claim the value of true. Each and every single time leading up to this point, I get no evidence of wrongdoing whatsoever. Whether you like it or not, but that same chain of logic and critical thinking goes hand in hand. Believing something in the absence of evidence is not only stupid, but it's fucking dangerous. How are you people okay with no evidence of disease, but absolutely hasten on believing a rumor that has not met its burden of proof? It is always incumbent on the claimant to provide evidence. In the world of medicine, the claimant is the medical professional and the technicians who organize the information to present to the patient and their families. This is why your doctors and oncologists will have meetings with you to inform you of their findings, or if they find anything at all. Obviously, if your medical professionals have evidence of something developing inside your child's body, you have to discuss plans and iron out details of what your next move will be in regards to the betterment of the child's health. If there is no evidence of disease or anything at all, then you go by that too. You would preclude your child to get chemo if the results didn't reveal cancer. So then, why would you believe a claim to be true when there's no evidence to posture truth? It's all the same thing, and if you still believe a rumor without the evidence required, then you're just as much at fault and equally stupid for believing it. Stupid might be a downpour of a remark, but we are definitely drowning in stupidity. If you take anything away from this recording, I hope it's worth the while that you think about what I just said, and I mean all of it. There's no such thing as convenient evidence. Something is either true or not true. Now the haters or the elite group of deceptive douchebags, well, they have no morals, they have no scruples, and they have way too much time on their hands. What can I say? They have no life of their own, which is why they cling to mine. They are miserable, pitiful people who spend a vast majority of their free time hiding behind a screen and talking shit about people they don't like. Meanwhile, I'm actually physically doing things in the real world to aid in the betterment of society. Trust me, if there was any evidence at all that I'm hurting someone or doing something illegally, I would be incarcerated and there would be a record of arrest for that. I have never been arrested for anything in my whole life, I've never been jailed for anything, and I have a squeaky clean slate with the law. At the current age of 34 years, I'd say I'm doing alright out here. Now for those of you who were once connected with me and shared thoughts and laughter and wonderful moments together, I hope you understand that I never one time had taken our friendship for granted. You and your warrior always had my best interests at heart, although you broke it by believing bullshit garbage and dismissing me from your life. Whatever it was that convinced you that I'm such a quote-unquote bad guy, well, why haven't I been made aware of the very thing that convinced you? Why would something that is labeled as evidence of wrongdoing be kept secretive? Seems rather cowardly to me. Unlike the pieces of shit you listened to and believed, I actually present evidence when I have a case on someone. I don't just talk shit and not back it up. Perhaps if those goonfucks you listen to had any ounce of logic in their brains, they would do the same thing and present the so-called quote-unquote evidence that convinced you that I'm such a quote-unquote bad guy. For what it's worth, you had given me some wonderful times. But at the end of the day, your true colors had come out. And now, because I know the kind of person you are, I have all the evidence I need.